Ladies and gents, welcome back to the TSR YouTube channel for episode number 2 of The Glory Hunter here at Crystal Palace. Before we get into the video, if you haven't already, please do go and check out episode number 1 if you want to see who we signed early in the window. But we are going to start the Premier League today, and the big game first up against Chelsea. As always, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 700. If you want to help us along the way, please do hit the subscription button. Click the little thumbs up video. Help spread the content to new people, and get yourself down in the comments as well to let me know what you're thinking of this series so far. Of course, so far, just the one in. Curtis Jones is the player we signed so far, £27.9 million. We do need a new left winger, though. I want to add some versatility on those wings and a little bit of class. That is definitely the next sign we're going to be making. Last time out, 3 transfer negotiations broke down. I think maybe we go back in for one of them in the near future to try and get that across the line. A little look at the fixtures then. The opening games are as follows. It is Chelsea away first up in the Premier League. Not going to be an easy one. It's then Forest at home, Villa away, Sunderland at home, West Ham away. I'm expecting maybe a cup game to be sprinkled in there potentially. Can't remember when the first round is. As always, we'll play 3, simulate 2 of them, 5 games every episode, 2 episodes a week, Monday and a Thursday. That is the plan. Jean-Philippe Mateta then gets us underway as we will kickstart this Premier League season as the sun bakes down on Stamford Bridge. And again, there was glimpses against Liverpool, but nothing more than a glimpse. We never really created anything clear-cut, unfortunately. That is going to have to improve, and I'm sure it will. Pedro Neto down the right-hand side for Chelsea as they look to create something early. Good tool inside to João Pedro, the new signing for them. Henderson's there again, just a little bit flat-footed, a little bit lazy as, again, we try and distribute the ball quickly. Mateta can't get himself on the end of it. Neto now is going to come forward again for Chelsea. Caicedo. Pedro Neto again is going to potentially look to get the ball into the box, will he? No, he won't. Mitchell is there. Is going to be at the first corner of the game. 17 minutes in, the ball goes into the box. Mark Gay is there to head the ball away, only as far as Pedro Neto, who's had plenty of the ball in the opening 20 minutes here at Stamford Bridge. As Munoz tries to get the ball away, can't get the ball away. Jones will get the ball away. Maybe now we can look to counter-attack as Jefferson Lerma comes away with the ball, but Gittins is there. This is really, really sloppy. I want to say concerned because there's a long way to go in this season, but we are not playing well here. Jeremy Pino now looking to run down this far side. Does really well. Can he beat his man? No. Reece James is there. The captain just goes back to Mark Gay. Gay's dispossessed. Can the crew win it? Does win it. Jones loses it. This is not good at all. We just cannot get a foothold in this game. 30 minutes in and we have not had a sniff at the Chelsea goal. We've barely been in their half. Now Pedro now to Neto. Brilliant from Tyreek Mitchell. Is this a chance where we can maybe look to come forward with the ball? Out wide to Ismail Sarr. Ismail Sarr has got pace. And he will find Curtis Jones. And Curtis Jones now potentially can drive us forward. Does really well to shrug off the Chelsea defender. Adam Wharton now on the ball. First time we've really looked like threatening. Munoz down the right-hand side. Got to be patient here as we just wait for an opening. It's a bit static, though, as Curtis Jones down the edge of the box. Scored plenty in the pre-season. That's a shot from distance, and Jorgensen snaffles that up. But the first chance for us, it's taken the whole half. That was better from us. This was the case in the first half. Pedro Neto having plenty of joy down that. Tyreek Mitchell is doing well, though, to stop the balls coming into the box. But that seems to be Chelsea's plan. They seem to be targeting Tyreek Mitchell. Enzo goes across. Brilliant tackle from Jefferson Lerma. And Pino now. Inside. Mateta just drifting outside. Not ideal. Wharton just goes out wide again here to Ismail Sarr. Ismail Sarr, the chance to stretch his legs potentially. Can he turn his man? Can he beat his man? Well, no. He'll go back to Wharton on the edge. He'll go to Jefferson Lerma. Jefferson Lerma tries to find Jean-Philippe Mateta. Does find Philippe Mateta, but Colwell's there. Brilliant defending from the boys in blue. Chelsea coming forward now. This is dangerous. Gittins. Can he drive into the box? Can he find a player? No, Lacruz there. Really, really good defending. I say that as we need to give the ball away, but now we can break. Ismail Sarr just driving forward. Ismail Sarr, just keep going, my boy. You've got all the pace. This might be the way we have to play. Counter-attacking volley. Ismail Sarr into the box. Across Jorgensen. Goal! Smash and grab. Chelsea haven't really created much We have defended absolutely brilliantly. And a counter-attacking goal. Ismaili Sarr down the far right-hand side. Absolutely superb from Ismaili Sarr. Chelsea couldn't keep up with him. Hits it past Jorgensen in the goal. And we have a lead away from home. It may not be deserved, but it is a lead. Just a couple of minutes left in this game. And Chelsea just looking for something to happen, but currently going backwards and not forward. Enzo on the ball. Lovely switch out wide to Estavo. Goes in wide to Palmer. He's been quiet, but is always dangerous. Back with Enzo. 1 minute added on. Referee, surely that is time. It hasn't been a classic Crystal Palace performance, and we will want to play better than this. The ball comes into the box. Cole Palmer's there. Jefferson Lerma clears it. Ismaili Sarr will pump the ball clear, and the referee will blow the full-time whistle. By no means a classic. But if that's the benchmark, then hopefully we can build on that. A breakaway goal from Ismaili Sarr will give us all 3 points on the opening day of the season, and we would have taken that before the start of the game. It finishes Chelsea 0, Crystal Palace 1. The first look. That's the brand new intro. This is a nice touch. Things like this go a long way for me in career modes, as we are on home soil, as we are off to Selhurst Park for our first game at home in this season. And it's Nottingham Forest who are the visitors as the rain pours down. Hopefully we can bounce and keep the momentum going after that questionable but still 3 points against Chelsea. Pino to Lerma to Mateta. Again, of course, a game that, playing against Liverpool and Chelsea in the first 2 games, you're not going to get too many opportunities. You are going to have to defend a lot. I'd expect we may get a bit more luck here against Nottingham Forest, but we will see. Jean-Philippe Mateta looks to get on the ball, but can't get the ball out of his feet. Poor first touch. Mateta does really well. Curtis Jones now can just look to drive forward into a bit of space. Curtis Jones from distance. Good save from Sells. In between the sticks to deny would have been our first home goal of the season. Adam Wharton now going to put the ball into the box. Can he find Mark Gay? Can't find Mark Gay. Should be able to reset this ball though. Pino into Wharton. Can't get the ball away. And again, just a little bit scrappy in the early exchanges against Nottingham Forest. And they can potentially look to break here. Bakwa inside to Chris Wood. Want to get himself further up the pitch, that's for sure. Baleba. Dominguez. Does really well to beat the man. Extra burst space. And Doy shot from distance, but that'd be comfortable for Henderson. Jefferson Lerma plays the ball into Jean-Philippe Mateta. Brilliant turn from Philippe Mateta. Zinchenko is there though. Much better build-up play from Crystal Palace. Already, possession-wise, had so much more of the ball in this game, but again, we haven't really created too much. The chance here is backwards coming forward for Nottingham Forest, and we're worrying about ourselves. We need to worry about ourselves. Mitchell does really well to get the ball. Lerma does really well again. And now we can potentially look to counter-attack. We will, and it's Pino down this far right-hand side. Sorry, far left-hand side. Curtis Jones. Surely that's a foul, referee. Referee says no, absolutely not. Felt like there was a trip there. Morgan Gibbs-White can come forward for Nottingham Forest there. Be questions asked if this was going the back of the net, and it's still going. Gibbs-White's still going. Gibbs-White's still going. Goal! Chris Wood on the stroke of half-time sticks it in the goal. 2 goals in 2 appearances. There's a question of a foul in the build-up. I'm almost certain that it was. We have been caught napping right at the death of the first half. Poor from us to let Gibbs-White get in there. Classic Cridwood finish. 1-0 Forest. Lerma to Pinos. Yeah, no, plenty of the ball. Just never seems to have anybody or any options with him to beat his man. Lerma, though, does really well. Back to Curtis Jones now. Curtis Jones shoots from distance. Would have been a special goal. He's got it in his locker, but Sells is there to deny him. We're going to come forward again here, though. Adam Wharton finds... Oh, Ismaili Sarr can't get it. There's Zinchenko. Sensational last-ditch effort. Really good from Mateta to just let that ball go. We're going to come forward again here. Mateta into Ismaili Sarr. Ismaili Sarr cuts back inside. Zinchenko again. What a game he's having. There's a new Nottingham Forest player. Back we're coming forward. Tyreek Mitchell just trying to get back into position. Does really well again. He has been our standout player so far in these 2 games that we played. Even in the game against Liverpool, He was a shining light. Now it's Jean-Philippe Mateta. Can reward Tyreek Mitchell for all his hard work. Jean-Philippe Mateta on the edge of the box. Can he go anywhere? Finds Adam Wharton. Adam Wharton, one more to Munoz. On the overlap from the right back, but no. Again, it just breaks down. And again, we're just not offering anything quickly. And I just wonder whether the system just needs tweaking slightly, because it's almost like scared to overcommit at times. And that will work against the big teams. It won't work when we're desperately trying to come back from 1-0 down. Say, let's come on. Now Munoz. Munoz, 88 minutes on the clock. You feel that this may need to be the time that we're going to make something happen, if we're going to make it happen at all. It's Curtis Jones. Oh, it's really good from Baleba. And that's just about summed what has been a miserable Saturday afternoon in London up to a T, because we have not been good. There's one more chance maybe. Eddie Nketiah has had the worst first touch ever. The referee blows a full-time whistle. Very similar to the Chelsea game, apart from we were on the receiving end of the goal this time. I don't want to jump gun too early, but I just feel that we are lacking all sorts of quality, and the tactic may need to change sooner rather than later. It finishes Crystal Palace 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Go in on a free transfer. Edmilson Jr., again, we don't know what rating he is, but I'm just thinking that a bit of depth is definitely what we need. And even if he's mid-70s, that will probably do us just for a bit of depth, because currently we do not have any. So desperately trying to get this over the line, 48 grand. That's fine. Let's just accept it. We need the player through the door. Bit of a desperate signing, I won't lie. Hopefully his rating will be mid-70s, if not a tiny bit higher. Free transfer, it's a good bit of business, if nothing else. And hopefully he can just add a little bit of depth to the squad that we need going forward. He's a 76 rate. That isn't too bad. It's better than what we've got on the depth in a minute. We'll take that. Free signing, Edmondson Jr. in on a free. We will simulate the cup game against Ipswich away again. The EFL Cup's not one that we want to win in this Glory Hunter save. So a couple of rotations, nothing too crazy. The new lad is going to start on the left-hand side. We'll move Pino to the right. And again, if we get a little cup run here, great. Not the end of the world if we get knocked out. That's how we do. Akpom gets the goal before Philippe Mateta actually missed a penalty. Akpom got the second out of the EFL Cup at the first hurdle. Not the end of the world. It won't please the board. We focus on bigger competitions. We will also simulate the game against Aston Villa. Again, a couple of leggy players in Wharton and Mateta and Pino. Lerma comes back in, Kershaw back into the more attacking role. That's the side we're going to go for. Again, really do with the result off the back of that defeat against Nottingham Forest. 2 away from home. Marlon gave them the lead. Watkins missed a penalty. Matson put them 2-0 up before Sarr got a brace within 9 minutes to salvage a point away at Villa Park. We will take that 4 points from a possible 9 to start the season. Corey is a player that we weren't looking to get rid of, but he is out of contract at the end of the season, and we had an £11 million offer come in for him. So we take that because it just boasts the transfer budget a little bit as we look to get in a bit of class on deadline day. So £11 million, A rating, end of contract. Not the worst bit of business. Deadline day signing potentially when Cooper Miners, £23 million, £23.5 million, should I say, market value. We're going at 23. They want 31.7. We'll counter that. And I would like a really good player in that middle, but let's offer 28.5. See if that is enough. Get the deal. 30.1. We'll go with it. 29.1 with that. Hopefully they'll accept that. 29.4. We'll accept that. Hopefully now we can get the personal terms agreed. Would be a good bit of class. 27 years old, 81 rated, can play cam and centre mid. And that would add a bit of class in that midfield for sure. But we've got to get this bit done. It's on 105k a week as it stands. He wants crucial, that's fine. But we just want to try and get this done. 3-year deal, 27 years old. Absolutely fine. We don't want a release clause. He doesn't want a release clause. Need to take 111. He does. He's happy with that. Cooper Miners is going to be a Crystal Palace player. Deadline day signing through the door. We wanted somebody in the middle. We've got somebody in the middle. The man from Juventus will join for £29.4 million. And that might be our business done, given that we don't have much of a budget left. Trevor Chalobah on loan. Could be another good option. We'll have him on a 1-year loan, if possible. Happy with that split. Again, bit of depth. If he would accept that before the window shuts, that could, again, be a good bit of business. Fingers crossed that comes through and we can get that deal over the line. Deal across the line we can. Trevor Chalobah will come in on loan from Chelsea for the remainder of this season. Again, a versatile player. Can play in a few roles across the back line and is good going forward. So again, a good addition to the squad. I think that will now be our business done. So, Sunderland at home then, this is the lineup. Nketiah is going to lead the line because Mateta has got a slight knock. Chalobah into the starting lineup. Cooper Miners into the starting lineup. That is the squad we are working with until at least January, where we may not get any more budget anyway. So, I'm a bit more confident with that side on paper. We've now got to start getting some results and climbing up that table. Underway at Selhurst Park then. We welcome a newly promoted Sunderland and we just need a more positive performance. We've brought into a bit more experience. We brought in a bit of young talent as well. And now we've got to just try and make it all click together. Again, the tactic may be changing. Who knows? We'll see how it goes as Tyron Mitchell wins the ball. But more importantly, we've just got to try and get another 3 points and get back to winning ways in the Premier League. Mundell now. Sunderland look to create their first chance of the game, but Munoz is there. We'll go out for a corner though. First corner of the game, 15 minutes in. Goes to the visitors. Ball goes into the box and Munoz is there to clear the ball away. And Eddie Nketiah is there. And he has got a bit of pace. And now we can potentially look to use that pace. Eddie Nketiah knocks the ball in front of him. He's got absolutely nobody with him. He's going to have to go alone here. Does really well in the first bit just to hold the ball up, but then loses it. And Mundell's there. And again, we just had absolutely no options once we had won that ball back. Ismaila Sarr now running into the box. Finds Nketiah. Nketiah turns his man. But again, the number 9 just can't create anything and goes lunging in. That's probably going to be a yellow card as Lefay looks to come forward with the ball again. Chance here for Sunderland right at the death. We don't want to concede like we did against Nottingham Forest right before half-time. Referee, please play your whistle. He does. It might be one of the dullest 45 minutes you'll see this season. These games are following a similar pattern. I think if it stays like this, we are going to have to make a drastic tactical change because this is not good and we are creating absolutely nothing going forward. Second half, Cooper Miners on the ball. Been quiet in the opening 45, that's for sure, the new man. Sure he'll be keen to try and impress as much as he can, but really hasn't done much. Goes to Munoz, Wharton, Nketiah. Cooper Miners just gets dispossessed and again, just nobody making the runs. Tentative football from Crystal Palace. Curtis Jones now driving forward. Can he find Ismaila Sarr? Can find Ismaila Sarr. Can we potentially create something here? Ismaila Sarr driving into the box. Cuts back inside. On his left foot. Good save from Roofs. In the Sunderland goal. Finally, something for the home fans to cheer about. And now we've got a corner. Pino. Can he find Gay? Gay is absolutely flattered. Surely, referee, that's a foul. No. Oh, it probably wasn't. He just gets caught up and tangled in it, but now the ball gets put out of play as there is an injured player down on the pitch, but the referee is actually going to give us a corner. We'll take that every day of the week. Mundell is injured. Ball comes into the box. Mark Gay tries to rise, can't get up there. Trevor Chalobah now picks up the ball inside to Curtis Jones. Jones to Adam Wharton. Munoz. Yeremy Pino does really well to spin his man. Yeremy Pino driving into the box, but Schroeder is there. The chance just slips away from us as the momentum was building. Curtis Jones is coming across. Ball whipped over across to the back post. Munoz is there. Can we counter-attack now? Ismaila Sarr is going to have absolutely acres of space to work himself into. Nketiah will go back to Ismaila Sarr. And Ismaila Sarr now driving at the last man. Can Ismaila Sarr get himself on the score sheet? Rufus again with a good save. Oh, it's just going to be one of those, isn't it? Ismaila Sarr has done absolutely brilliant to force another good save. Free kick for Sunderland. Chance. Sunderland. Oh my God, what a save from Dean Henderson. He was actually offside in the end, but he didn't know it at the time. That's a little heart and mouth moment for sure. Last chance saloon. Mateta. Ismaila Sarr. Ismaila Sarr is in on goal. Ismaila Sarr to win it. Does exactly what that man has deserved because he has been sensational Finally, something opens up for us. Finally, we create something. And finally, at the death, we hit the back of the net to break Sunderland's hearts and surely secure all 3 points. Absolutely brilliant from Jean-Philippe Mateta and Curtis Jones in the first place. Ismail Sarr doesn't miss them. Crystal Palace 1, Nottingham Forest 0. And that should be game, set and match. We currently sit 7th in the table. Played 4, 1-2, drawn 1, lost 1. 7 points. Not bad at all. Of course, we played the extra game in the Cup. Spurs currently lead the way. They're on 10 points. Arsenal are on 9. Chelsea are on 9. Liverpool are on 9. Man City 8. Liverpool 8. And us on 7. We'll have a little look at the stragglers down at the bottom to see who's struggling. It is Burnley, Fulham and Leeds United, the sides at the bottom of the table. And the next set of games will look like this. It is West Ham away before Liverpool at home. Tricky couple of games there. Then we've got our first Conference League game against Viking FK before Everton away. Bournemouth at home. And then we've got Shelbourne Football Club away and then Arsenal away. So some tricky games coming up, but some very winnable games. European football will be in the next episode. As always, thank you for being here. Let me know down in the comments, what do you rate our transfer window out of 10? And what do you rate our start of the season out of 10? And let me know what you think. And also get yourself into the Discord, Twitch, TikTok, and all those wonderful things. All the links are going to be down below. And I'll see you on Thursday, episode number 3.